Me pide usted dos palabras. Diré algunas ideas mías sobre la invención o inventos. El aparato que usted manipula es maravilloso porque reproduce la figura movible al mismo tiempo que emite el sonido de la voz. Cuando con el tiempo se perfeccione este invento, el mundo quedará sorprendido ante los cuadros vivientes y parlantes que ello exhibirá sobre el tiempo. La ciencia ha acrecentado el paso acelerado de los adelantos modernos. Por medio de la ciencia conservamos la salud e inclusive devolvemos la juventud a los que le han perdido.
To come to the United States, I had to make a trip on the sea, under the water, and in the air. And I started that long, perilous trip with Captain Berkeley of New York, who defied several Japanese destroyers and took me through those waters safely to Mindanao.
Ikalabing-apat ng Oktubre, taong 1943. Isang taong singkad, buhat noon hanggang ngayon, na naitayo natin ang bagong Republika ng Pilipinas sa hirap na ito na dinadanas ng ating bayan. Nahanda ako na magpatuloy.
Well, of course, Mr. President, the people of the Philippine Islands realize the difficulties and the responsibilities which independence will bring.
We're not afraid of them, Mr. Commissioner, but we do need some help in getting back on our feet. We need immediate relief and financial assistance to tide us over. Most of all, we need a close trade relationship with the United States.
The Filipinos are grateful and have a deep affection for America. Although the color of our skin is brown, the temper of our minds and our beliefs is almost identical with yours. The Philippines, in government system and tradition, is a replica in miniature of the United States. There has been transplanted to a land 10,000 miles across the seas, the seed of American democracy. If a prosperous and free democracy can be built in the Philippines upon the ruins of war, the prestige of America and the American way of life will be raised to towering heights, and the millions of people of the Far East will look to us and to you as their models.
Deseo aprovechar esta ocasión del retorno de mi hija de su viaje a España para testimoniar mi honda gratitud al gobierno y pueblo españoles por la hospitalidad magnánima, por el cálido recibimiento y por los honores a ella dispensados. La legendaria galantería hispana ha rebasado sus límites, dando al mundo la más hermosa lección de diplomacia, porque toca al corazón.
Kung ito ang ikakamatay ng maliit ninyong lingkod at alipin na si Magsaysay, hindi baling mamatay ako dito sa panahon na ito. Mapakita ko lamang sa inyo. Maipakita ko lamang sa inyo na kayo ay mahal sa amin sapagkat kaming lahat ay inyo. Kami ay nagsusweldo dito dahil sa kami ay alipin ninyo, hindi upang magpasarap at magpayaman sa gobyernong ito. Ang paglilingkod sa gobyerno ay hindi binibilang kung ilang taon. Kung hindi, kung anong nagawa mo sa bayan, yan ang dapat natin sukatin sa isang paglilingkod sa bayan.
I go home to the Philippines treasuring in my memory all this kindness, all this courtesy, all this help and assistance. I've enjoyed my stay in Washington, the capital city of the free world, and I look forward some other day to renew these valuable friendships that I have made during this short stay in this country.
Well, it is not exactly we, because we were in the minority in the convention. The president and his wife succeeded in obtaining control of a majority in the convention by a ceaseless effort. And of course, after they have obtained control of the majority, in any deliberative body, as you know, the majority is the one that decides. And from then on, particularly after the proclamation of martial law, they could have everything that they wanted.
Your beautiful city with its grand memorials, its monuments, its walks, is indeed a city that memorializes the great achievements of your people for the past 2 centuries. But more than that, it keeps offering to the enterprising and the talented, the courageous and the strong, the rewards of effort and of initiative.
A country that had lost faith in its future found it in a faithless and brazen act of murder. So in giving we receive, in losing we find, and out of defeat we snatched our victory. For the nation, Ninoy became the pleasing sacrifice that answered their prayers for freedom. For myself and our children, Ninoy was a loving husband and father. His loss 3 times in our lives was always a deep and painful one.
The distribution of power in the world today is changing in a very basic way. The center of global gravity is moving away from this side, from the Atlantic side of the US, and away from Europe, towards the Pacific. And the truth is that China is not just reshaping the global economy. Globalization is also reshaping China. And China today is tightly connected to the global economy.
I had a vision for the Filipino people, real progress that would trickle down to the massa. To achieve that vision, I put together a team of learned and competent economists. Our economic development plan was to be achieved by 2 major means. First, by restoring peace and order in the nation. Secondly, by achieving an effective agricultural program that would ensure the food security of our country.
It emphasizes that everyone has the right to freedom of expression. It also affirms that the exercise of this right carries with it duties and responsibilities necessary for respect of the rights or reputation of others, protection of national security or of public order or of public health or morals. The resolution also requests for the proclamation of a UN decade for interreligious and intercultural dialogue, understanding, and cooperation for peace.
Kami ay narito para magsilbi at hindi para maghari. Walang lamangan, walang padrino at walang pagnanakaw. Walang wangwang, walang counterflow, walang tong. Kayo ang boss ko. Kaya't hindi maaaring hindi ako makinig sa mga utos ninyo. We will design and implement an interaction and feedback mechanism.
Admit, back when I decided to answer your call and run for higher office, never did I imagine that my presidency would not only be judged by how I made good in my campaign promises in fighting illegal drugs, criminality, corruption, but how well I led our nation during the global pandemic